everyone, it's Anna here, your macrame artist and teacher. However, today's video is not about macrame at all. Just like many of you, I'm sure, I have a lot of creative interests other than macrame, and today I thought I would share one of those with you. I took this very short course in modern calligraphy back in January this year, and I absolutely loved it. Now, after taking one course, I'm by no means an expert on this, so this is not a tutorial. I'm just going to take you along and show you what I'm doing. Before my baby girl was born, I got this book that I'm sure many of you know the concept. It's like a diary style. And by the way, if you don't know, I live in the Czech Republic. I am Czech, and so also this entire book is in Czech. And it's got all these like pages where you can put pictures from the ultrasound, and then there's all these pages where you like write the different things about her birth, and we have the name and things like that. And there's one page there that's about the mom, and then another one that's about the dad. So that's what I'm going to be filling out today. Now, to do the modern calligraphy, you do need special pens for that. They're called brush pens. And basically how they're special is they've got these like larger tips that are flexible. So what that allows you to do is like put different pressure on the paper, which is what then creates all the beautiful shapes of the letters. And when I was at the workshop, they gave us this really cool workbook. And I'll just show you on this one page. The basic idea is that when you're like writing or going down with the pen, that's when you push on it, so it creates like the thick line, and when you go up, you put the weight off or whatever, like you raise the pen so the line is very thin. And then we got to practice all of these like shapes, and then we got more to the letters, and then practice the letters. But this is very, very creative. It's not like you have to write in this specific style or in the style that I'm writing in. It's more just the idea of when going down, the lines should be thick. When going up, they should be thin. That's it. So I'll set up at my desk here and I'll just let you enjoy. The first section I was filling in was about our baby's weight and height. So when our baby girl was born, she measured 50 centimeters and weighed 3.7 kilos. And when we went to her 6-week checkup, she already grew by 6 centimeters to 56, and she gained about 1 kilo, so about 4.7. So not the smallest baby. What we've also done a few days ago were these hand and feet prints, and as you can see, the feet went really well. However, the hand was very, very difficult. I don't know if any of you have tried that, but it's not easy to stretch their hand and keep it in place to make a nice print. And then I finally got to the section about mom. And the first thing it asks for is a picture of me when I was a baby. And I have these really cute stickers that I'm going to attach the picture with. And you will see it's a picture with my grandmother and grandfather. I think I was about maybe 6 months old in that picture or something. And I just think it's really cute with me sticking my tongue out. And you can tell that I'm having a hard time here with the sticker trying to decide which way to put it, because once it's down there, you can't unstick it. And there's space in the bottom half of the page for my current picture. I have one in mind, but I just haven't had the time to go and print it out yet. And now it's on to the writing. The first thing it asks for is my name, and I'm writing down like a cuter version of the name Anna that we use here in the Czech Republic. It's pronounced Anička, and that's just what I usually go by. The next piece of information is my birthday, which is on the 27th of May, so exactly 20 days after our girl, who was born on the 7th of May. Then it asks for my place of birth, and I was born in Prague, which is the capital city of the Czech Republic. In Czech, the name is Praha, so that's what I'm writing down. The next line says where I went to school, and you can see that I got a little bit stuck here because sometimes I forget how the capital letters are supposed to be written, so I have to check back with my workbook to see how I'm supposed to write them. And I wrote down 3 different places because I went to lots of different schools. So the very first one, where I went to the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade, was called Nový Knín, a very small town in the Czech Republic. And you can see me checking back again to see how I've written a capital letter before. I'm trying to make sure that the letters that I'm writing are the same throughout the book. So sometimes I'm just checking back to see how I've done them before. And then the next one I wrote down was Prague again, where I went to, how many? 3 different schools? 4. 1 grammar school, 2 different high schools, and then a university as well. The last place I'm writing down is Washington, and that is Washington in Pennsylvania in the USA, because that's where I went to for 1 year of high school. You can also see that all this writing is very slow, and that's how it's supposed to be. So what we were told at the workshop is that even though you may not have the most beautiful handwriting when you write your regular handwriting, it doesn't mean that the calligraphy writing is not going to be pretty, because it's not really writing. It's almost like drawing letters. So even if you might struggle with your handwriting, don't worry about trying this, because this might turn out very differently than your regular handwriting. The next part was asking me where I work. Now, that was a difficult question for me to answer, or, I don't work anywhere right now. So what I wrote down is at home, because that's where I consider my working to be done now, taking care of our home and of our baby girl. The part after that is asking for my hobbies, and I really had to think before I started writing because there are just so many. So what I wrote down is books. You've heard me talk about that before in the different Q&As that I was doing. I love reading books. Then I wrote down sports, and there are just so many sports that I enjoy. I enjoy winter sports like snowboarding and skiing, but also any kind of summer sports, or let's say good weather sports like biking, mountain biking, swimming. We do wakeboarding sometimes. I love hiking. That's of course all season, any season, let's say, for me. What else? Any kind of team sports as well. Not any kind. I hate basketball, but things like volleyball, for example, we love playing that as well. Then I wrote down games, and for me that's board games. I love all kinds of board games, but also video games. I do play quite a bit, although I haven't played much since the girl was born, but I do love video games too. Then I wrote down tvoření in Czech, which I would translate to like arts and crafts in English. So, obviously macrame, but then, this calligraphy or making some kind of decorations for my home, things like that I really enjoy. And the last hobby I wrote down is cooking. And I would say I especially like baking. And then that last section says, what does mom like about dad the best? Again, lots of things that came to mind, but since it was asking about the best thing, I wrote down his jokes because that's something that I just love about him, that he can make me laugh in any situation pretty much. And then I went to the back of the book, which has this section about the most beautiful memories. And you can see that the first month is already filled out. So I'm filling out the second, where I'm talking about some of the traveling we did and the celebrations with the different families. And in that last sentence, I wrote down that she started laughing at us. And that is just the cutest thing. She makes these very cute sounds when she's doing it. And it's just, it makes us laugh. And I think it melts our hearts a little bit. So that really is the most beautiful memory that we have from this month. So I hope you've enjoyed me showing you a little bit of this modern calligraphy, and you can look forward to more macrame videos in the future, but here and there I might put in something a little bit different like this.